Welcome to the show, everyone. As all of you know, I made it possible for everybody to talk about themselves on the radio, and I absolutely love what I do because it's information for everybody out there. My first guest who is on with me has now been on with me several times. I have with me Anna von Straussenburg. She's the owner of Anna von Straussenburg CPA. Welcome back to the show. You know, I'm excited that they pushed the tax season out because I get to have you guys on even a little bit more right now because it's tax time. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, and I want you to kind of go all before you go into some of the important things for them, the tips and stuff like that, about your morals and what you do as your firm because you're pretty outstanding.
All right, thank you for having me on, Carol. I enjoy being here. I've been in the accounting business about 30 years. I actually started off as a receptionist and worked my way up. And then when I moved to Arizona, I got a job in Mesa, and my boss was looking at retiring, so he mentored me and got me trained to run a practice. And so he retired at the end of 2019, and I took over the practice. And one of the things he taught me about is integrity and being ethical and trying to do the best we can. And so that's my motto is, integrity and doing the best we can.
I love the way that you work with your clients because you make sure that they're in on this all the way, right? I mean, it's not like you're just taking care of them and they give you the books or the paperwork and you just take care of it. I think you like to work hand in hand with them. And one of the things that you do is that you are a QuickBook Pro, and you've been doing QuickBooks now for like, I don't know how long? Like 30 years?
Yeah, 30 years. I started in QuickBooks when QuickBooks came out.
You wouldn't believe that this little lady knows more about, technology and things like that than I would ever thought in my entire life. But you do, but you are a QuickBook Pro. And you like to, we're going to open up the lines of the audience for people to get entered into when you want to give them it's a tutorial. Because a lot of people, we've talked about this before, how they have, a lot of people use it, but they don't know how to use it correctly.
Yeah, there are ways that you can use QuickBooks better, is what I like to say, is that they say anybody who can write a check can use QuickBooks. Well, that's sort of true. You can sort of use QuickBooks. But there are ways to make QuickBooks really work for you and get you accurate numbers and get you many ways of reading your reports. So you can look at, if you have job costing, like construction people, they need to do job costing. Well, if they use the items in QuickBooks, they can get really good job costing reports. And there's many things that items can do for you in getting you better reports, because part of running your business is knowing how you're making money and where to expand on your business.
Mm-hmm. And it's all about knowing your numbers. I know a lot of us don't even look at the numbers because all we care about is the bottom line. Are we being able to pay our bills, right? That's the bottom line, and having a little extra for us to eat.
Yeah, that's right. People care about their bottom line, but they often don't look at it until the end of the year, the end of the month. And I try to get them to look at it more often and in more detail so they can know, where are they spending too much money? Where are they not putting the efforts? Oh, this part of their business is doing really well, but the other part's not doing so well. So they may want to refocus their efforts and focus on what's really doing well for them. Because businesses aren't one-dimensional. They're multi-dimensional, and you have different facets of your business. And so you need to look at those details to know where to grow.
Well, we're going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get. This is a tutorial. It comes along with a consultation. She does them anyway for everybody, free consultations. This is going to be something that is very special for somebody who gets it, because you're really going to understand your numbers, and you're all about not just doing it. I think you're all about kind of teaching along the way so that they understand what you're doing and what they're doing and what's happening.
Yeah, well, what we like to do with our business clients is look at their books at least 3 times a year. The first time we'll look at the books will be in the mid-year around July. We'll look at the books all the way through June and get an idea where the business is headed. And then our really big time is to look at it in October or November through October 31st and project out what their tax liability is going to be. And we do a lot of adjustments to the books so that when we do go into the books for the tax return, it's partly done and we don't have to do so much work. And the client knows what their liability is going to be before the end of the year, so they can, choose to make adjustments to their business. Do we need to purchase those assets we've been thinking about purchasing? People, like in landscaping, they may need a new truck. They beat up their trucks. And so, oh yeah, we got a lot of extra income, so we may want to get a truck so we can write that off. There's different planning tools we can use. Do we need to put into retirement? Things
Right.
like that.
There's so many things, and now you work nationwide with people, and her phone number to call direct, she does free consultations, is 480-964-4030. Her website is Arizona CPAs, that's with an S, .com. And, really honestly, I just think it's great that you're offering this for everyone, not only to just get this, the tutorial, but to really learn this and get that free consultation with you. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. So today you wanted to talk about a few things, and let's talk about a couple of them before I get going here.
Okay, well, one of the things I wanted to talk about is that the tax deadline has been extended to May 17th. But there's a little bit of a gotcha in that. Is that last year when the IRS extended the tax deadline, they extended the deadline for making estimated taxes. This year, the estimated taxes are due April 15th, which is just around the corner. And it's a little tricky because normally you plan your estimated taxes based on your prior year tax liability. So let's say you owe $10,000 in 2020, so your 2021 tax estimated taxes should total $10,000 split between 4 quarters, so $2,500 per quarter. Well, what do you do now? You don't know what your tax liability is, so you have to take your best guess.
So is it good for a business owner to take their best guess, or is it better to have, I'm just saying, because a lot of people try and do all of this on their own. Even if they have a big business, they still try and do these on their own, or they go to someone like that is just learning how to do it over at the big box stores, right?
Well, it's definitely better to have a CPA do that tax projection for you. You're running up against the time, but they can sometimes get you something that's reasonable based on your prior year income, your current year income, and this is no better time than now to go to a CPA.
The number to call her is 480-964-4030. She does free consultations and she works nationwide. She is a QuickBook Pro advisor, and she's been doing it for many years, over 17, 20 years or whatever it's been that she's been doing this. She also is offering for everyone to get a tutorial from her because you don't know what you're doing with it. You think you do, but you really don't. And there's a lot of ways to utilize it so she can show you how it can help your business and even save you money, the way I'm hearing it as well. You just don't know what you don't know. And this is a tutorial for you. It comes along with a consultation. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. We're going to go to a break, and when we come back, I want to talk further because a lot of people have been unemployed, and I know you wanted to talk a little bit about something with that's going to help them as well, or that they need to know. Listen up, people. This is great information. Give her a call at 480-964-4030 or call us here. Okay, we're going to keep on talking because we're live in here.
Yeah.
Hi, John. How are you? You want to have a seat right over there?
Okay, sure. Right over here.
I got all of your information and I'm set with you, and I've got everything set up. I don't know if your wife got if she got the email that I sent to her back.
No, I didn't. but-
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yes.
that's
ma'am.
interesting. I believe even as we speak, Arizona may be voting on tax conformity, which is part of what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
So,
But do you want me to talk about,
Did
Did you like the way I set that up, though?
Yeah, you set that up nicely.
Yeah. But first, unemployment, okay?
Well, the unemployment is part of the tax.
I know, but you can say that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
open it up and go, anybody who's been unemployed, you gotta listen to this, and then
Okay,
I'll
yeah.
let you say
Okay.
that, what you wanna say. Could, John, I just need you to close that for a little bit, okay? Okay, here we go. I would say okay, but the cameras can see everything.
Got cameras everywhere.
This guy, Jim, he's just the sweetest man, and he's been on my radio show, my television show. I know everyone who wants to do my television show again, but I gotta wait. It's expensive. A lot of money. LAVS. Welcome back, everyone. And we're talking with Anna von Straussenburg. I love being able to say her name so easily now. She's the owner of Anna von Straussenburg CPA, and she works nationwide. She's also a QuickBook Pro advisor for over 17, 20 years, whatever it's been that you've been doing this a long, long, long time. We have our lines open here for everyone to get entered into win. This is a tutorial for your QuickBook, and I think you know that you think you know, you don't know how to use it. She's telling us that there's tricks to it, that you can use it to utilize your business and know your numbers better, for it to work for you, so that you can also save money in the long run. So we're going to leave our lines open here for everyone to call in throughout the rest of the show. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Okay, before we went on a break, I was talking about the unemployed. A lot of them right now, right? So let's talk a bit about what you want to talk about with that.
Well, the IRS has granted for anybody who makes under $150,000 an exemption of $10,200, which means you don't have to count that towards your taxes, and that's huge for a lot of people. But there's a but with that.
There's always
Arizona
a but with
has
the
this
IRS.
thing called conformity, and so right now they're actually in the legislature debating, whether they're going to conform to federal or not. So that's a thing to be aware of, that you may have to pay taxes on that for Arizona,
So,
but maybe not.
What happens if they've done this extension? Now I'm not really all up smart in all of this with this numbers thing here, but they've done this extension, and some people have already done their taxes. Right, and they're voting on it now. I mean,
Yeah.
what about the people that have done their taxes?
Well,
and some of them have even gotten some of their money back.
Well, hopefully Arizona will conform to federal. Historically, they have. And for the federal purposes, if you've already filed your taxes and you didn't take the exemption, the IRS will adjust your tax return for you. But if you have any complicated situations where you have tax credits, you may want to have a CPA look at that, because they may not adjust it correctly.
I think that everybody should have a CPA. because I don't think that people should try and go to, obviously they try and go online, they're doing it that way. Some people try to do it themselves. But if you own a business, and I don't care how the size, what size, you work with any size business?
We work with any size business. We have small startup businesses all the way up to huge architectural firms that are making millions of dollars.
So we know those people usually have a CPA.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't, that's crazy. But if you're a small business, even somebody like me, I'm a sole proprietor, okay? You have to have that. You really do. And I am so happy the day that I originally, this was now almost 14 years ago, that I brought my books up. I got everything together, and it was so much better for me to do that.
Yeah, but there is no time like the present to have a CPA, because the laws have been changing so rapidly that even the tax software can't keep up with it. So as CPAs, and my colleagues and I all confer with each other, we're trying to catch up quickly, and we realize that sometimes our software hasn't caught up with us, and we have to learn how to work around that. So if you're doing it yourself, you have to be really super aware of the laws, and most people are not that aware of the laws. And is the software really working for you?
Well, it's interesting because when I talked to you this morning, you were saying, Carol, I'm doing some checking up on all these things that are going on, because you check it daily. You're on top of it all the time, knowing what people, and you want your clients to really understand their business, understanding not just what they do, but their numbers. That's the most important thing for you. Also, I love about the way that you are all about your excellence in how the way you work, integrity in accounting. That's what you have. That's your tagline.
My tagline is, yes, excellence and integrity in accounting. We try to do the absolute best for our clients, the most accurate work, and with integrity. If, there have been those clients in past that have asked me to cheat, and you know what? We've shown them the door, because we will not cheat. I will do the best I can under the law. And there are many, many things you can do that are perfectly legal to reduce someone's taxes.
Now, her phone number is 480-964-4030. Arizona CPAs, it's with an S, so ArizonaCPAs.com. She works nationwide, and she also does free consultations. You're rated with the Better Business Bureau as well. And she's a QuickBook Pro advisor, and she knows it better than anyone else, that I could say. And she's offering for everyone to get a tutorial with her, where you sit down and you're going to really learn how that QuickBook is going to really truly work for you. It doesn't just go in there and put your numbers in. It's way more than that. You also get a consultation that comes along with that. So our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. What else should we talk about?
Well, one of the things I wanted to just circle back to is estimated taxes always confuse my clients, even though I've been teaching
That's
them for years.
because we don't want to pay them.
Yeah, you don't want to pay them. So there's some rules of thumb. One is to pay 100% of your prior year tax liability, or you pay 90% of the current year. But if you're over $150,000, then you have to pay 110% to be at that, what they call a safe estimate, where you don't owe penalties.
So a lot of people, and I have even started new businesses this last year or two, right? Mm-hmm. Especially with the pandemic going on. Some people are, everything has changed for them. How do you work with those kind of people that are really just like in limbo of where they're at from where they were last year and now? What's going on with that?
Well, if they were in business in 2019, we have some clients that were able to take advantage of the PPP loans. And that's one way we were able to help them. It just depends on when you started your business. There are some other loans available. And then also we just work with clients in looking at where they can reduce expenses for now, because a lot of times their businesses have gotten a slow start, and so they need to cut expenses. So we
especially
look at
this year, well, the last years.
So we look at their books and go over it with them and say, well, are you spending too much here? Maybe you need to cut back, or maybe you need to spend more on advertising.
It's really a good idea. Well, first of all, it's always a good idea to spend money on advertising.
Of
I was just going to
course.
say that right now on the air. But I was going to say, going back to it, is that you when you work with your clients, when you start to help them out and understand everything, when they walk into your office and you have this free consultation with them and they start with you, most people are going to come in and they're like, I don't know, I just have this box of stuff. Then, right? How does it usually look when you start to work with them? Because you then go follow them through. You don't just do the work. You do much more than that.
Oh yeah. A lot of times people will drop off their stuff, and so we can have some time to look at it and work with it, and then if I need to, I'll go out to their office and meet with them and look at their QuickBooks with them. And other times where I don't need to meet with them, I will give them an accounting recommendation list of things that are, I call them homework items I give to my clients.
She was a teacher in the past too.
And so I try to keep that heart of a teacher and teach my clients. And so I give them a list of things that I have had to correct for them so that they know not to make the same mistakes again.
If a business doesn't have QuickBooks and they want to, would could you do all of your the people that you work with, do you put them on QuickBooks?
Most of my clients, I think I'd say 99% of my clients are on QuickBooks. Right. I can offer them a discount on QuickBooks if they purchase through me. So,
and that's a great thing to have somebody not only at the beginning, start it from the beginning right, and knowing really what it is. Because what you said many times, that when you've looked at people's numbers, it's usually they've made mistakes.
That's correct. So they may be looking at their books and not realizing that they have put things in the wrong category. They put their own personal expenses, deducting from their business expenses. Well, personal don't belong. Personal
I know
expenses
we all do that.
do
I don't
not
know why.
belong there. And so other times there may be an asset that should be depreciated is on the profit and loss, reducing their profit. And so we need to explain to them that certain assets have to go on the balance sheet because they're what they call fixed assets, which are permanent or semi-permanent assets.
Well, you probably don't know how to use it. So she's got our lines open here for everyone to call throughout the rest of the show. And it's a QuickBook tutorial that you're going to get with her. You're also going to get a consultation along with that. If you're a business that doesn't have it, you can even get a discount through her with that as well. Get up on it because it's a great thing to have. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show for that. What are our final words for today?
Well, my final words is I'd like to tell a brief story. One of my clients, who also happens to be a friend of mine, had done his own tax return for years, and one year came up owing.
30
he went
seconds.
to a CPA, and he got a refund, a big refund.
And you see, that's why you have to go to a CPA, because you know what? You don't know what you don't know. And you said now, more than ever, is the best time to use a CPA. Give her a call. Her phone number is 480-964-4030.